The girl for the law, respect for Allah.
Oh, I never heard.
I sent you her stuff.
Get the tapping, y'all. We late. Tap, share, all that good stuff. That's what I like about not having a camera. I can just relax just like this while I watch it.
Babe, what the fork?
Oh, my bad. Trying to be like one of them YNs, man.
Oh my
Be a
god.
YN one time, man.
Not at 34.
Oh, why?
That's 10 years ago.
YN, man.
You better start pulling your pants up like the granddaddy.
Oh my gosh, that's for another. That's level 2. You gotta be balanced. Where's my pillow? Where's the pillow? Where my people's at? Let's get it, y'all. Tap, share, like, share, follow. Oops, not to follow. Send some of them TikTok thing. What up, Kurt? One of my warriors. What up, my brother? Get their shares going, y'all. The taps. As this room pick up. Not much, man. Chilling with my baby. Trying to get this thing going. I need to think about a topic for tomorrow too.
You ain't even finishing complete sentence.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone. I'm trying to. Lu Yong. Put that thing. I gotta not forget to put that in the wash machine. Dryer. Put that stuff in a jar.
You gotta be careful. Were you walking with your socks on the floor?
What you talking about? Why is that?
You gonna get the sheets dirty if you were.
The flow ain't dirty. Is it?
It's not.
What up, AJ? Nah.
He's like,
AJ in the building.
hi, AJ.
Hi.
Hi, AJ.
Hi.
Okay, they coming through. Hey.
Hi. That's my.
What's happening?
Not you.
Oh, crap. Hold on.
Yo, AJ got my spot. Love it.
Hi. That's my.
Spectacular.
She got the jams on. I
Sensational.
heard you over there with the Jimmy
Wait,
Jam.
what? I'm so confused. What'd I do?
I heard you with the jams over there. Doll is back. What's up, doll? Thanks for the likes.
Y'all know I stay with the jams, okay? I be jamming.
She be doing her thug.
What, R&B?
Heck yeah. I grew up on the 90s R&B.
Yay! 7 p.m. Friday. AJ R&B.
You know what I'm saying? What y'all up to? How was y'all day?
Pretty good. Our time's always fun.
Fun all the time.
Lots of.
That's good. You know what I'm saying? It's always a good thing.
Good team. Good
Over here
team.
getting fat. I'm over eating every snack I see.
He's the one doing it.
I know.
Are you using me as an excuse to eat like
I
this?
didn't say
Because I'm eating horrible.
Oh shit.
Gert.
Yerk. What up, Cypher?
Nothing wrong with it.
Want me to cover the prompt here?
Before
I'm ready
we
for
do
more
that, I
people to
want to
come
get
up.
these
You
tabs
can go
going.
ahead.
For sure.
Get these tabs going real quick. I want to at least get 1K going before we get it going.
What y'all getting into today? How y'all day going?
Just chilling for the most.
I'm trying to get this
We had a
late
bunch
nigga
of stuff
shift
we were
over with.
supposed to do that we didn't do. We ended up just hanging out
Yeah,
together.
worked earlier. That's about it.
Oh
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
he had to work.
Right now, shit.
Yeah, I feel
Hard working man.
it.
I stay working, man. I don't think I'm gonna start working until like, I don't know, like 67, 70.
Dang.
To get that retirement stuck.
Nah, not
I
even
gotta do it at my
like,
job. They came back working from work. They came right back.
For
like
fun?
I just feel like I'm gonna be like my grandparents. Like if I stop working, I'm gonna just be bored, miserable, bro.
Yeah, you wanna work till your body can't do it no more.
Yeah, until my body just said, all right, bro, we old now.
You can only push a lawnmower only.
And that's what I probably do. Keep myself occupied by doing like little stuff, like around the house and stuff.
Yeah. 14 people, y'all. Let's get the tab and get the
I'm trying to
shine.
retire at 40.
No. The goal is to retire at 40, but like the work would be optional at that point. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't need to work. I just want to work. Like
Y'all.
Facts.
The sun and the moon. I heard a song about you. They say, I saw the moon, the mountains and the river. So it when I'm thinking to you.
Wait, I was born in
Nice.
96. When that song come out?
Oh yeah, I forgot you a little baby.
When that song come out?
that's
Y'all
all
up here harmonizing like the hell. Also, I'm gonna need everybody in here to start tapping because I only see 2 people tapping, and it's me and Moon and Sun
Oh
tapping.
my god.
Where's everybody else tapping?
They're not even at 1K
Not
yet.
even at 1K yet. And it was jumped from 14 people.
That's why.
You know, you
That part. That's why I'm like, y'all better start tapping this damn screen. I ain't really tapping by myself.
Let me hop on my phone.
No. There they go. They hit the 1K right now. That time.
Okay, we at 1K.
All right. Let's get it on and popping. Everybody keep tapping the screen. You want me to just start with the first one, or you want me to go all the way through? What you want me to do, Kev?
just the first one. We're gonna do the first. Stretch it out.
All right. Are women more competitive than men today? Yes and no. I would say yes and no. Yes, in the sense of like some women when it comes to certain things, you got some women definitely trying, and then you also got some women that ain't, and some people who think that they are competing, and they're not. So I would say yes and no on that one, if I'm being honest.
I don't know about that.
What you mean you don't know about that?
I always get triggered when people say yes and no. It be
Let me hear my
man, that's
opinion.
what age been giving me for years. Yes and no.
Yes and no.
That's
Well,
our
that's
favorite
because you
one.
asked me yes and no question.
Right, yes and no. That's what I'm gonna give you.
Right.
Yes and no.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw it over to Cypher though. Go ahead, Cypher.
Yeah, Cypher.
I'm gonna say yes, and my reason of saying yes, right? Women always had a competitive spirit, right? The difference is, right? It was always just among themselves. You know what I'm saying? That competitiveness. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women nowadays kind of shift their focus from that competitive spirit that women had, and more focus on sisterhood. But however, though, I feel like they became more competitive, right? Because the playing field can kind of like even out. You know what I'm saying? Although it's still not even. You know what I'm saying? Women have more access to resources that they can obtain on themselves. You know what I'm saying? And because women just have that natural competitive spirit, I really do believe that the common or like the general woman nowadays, right, is competing with their man rather than working with their mans. See what I'm saying?
Okay. What you got, Moon and Star? Moon and Sun?
I felt, yeah, from my experiences, women are super competitive these days with each other. It used to be like just about looks, but now it's about everything else.
Dang.
That too. Like I know back in the day, like Marilyn Monroe days, like women was just straight look competitive. Like, oh, she's like just off looks, but now it's like brains and everything tied along. And are women more competitive than men? I feel like women are more competitive with each other than how men are competitive with each other. And I feel like that competition is starting to overweigh women and just starting to feed into just competing with men now too. I'm done.
Okay. What you got, babe?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I feel like women are way more competitive than men, especially since they are. Hmm. Ooh, I don't know. I feel like there's this propaganda going around that they're better than the men, especially since they're like, oh, we're the most educated. I just hate. Yeah, I do. I don't know why they competing. I don't understand it. But I do feel like women are more competitive. Shoot, as a woman, I'm very competitive, but I'm not competitive against men though.
Just playing.
Yeah. I
AJ
mean,
got something to say. Okay, what category, AJ?
what category and what?
You said, yeah, where are men trying to compete with women?
Yeah, girl, where the hell do I begin? I'm not saying every. Okay.
I know
Okay,
not every,
every
but go
man,
ahead,
but
give
you
me an
do have,
example.
but we can't sit there and act like we don't have men that are out here competing with fucking women. There are. You got men
Yeah.
trying to have a Me Too movement. You got men trying to be on the same level, complaining about the same crap, trying to be on a woman's like level of shit while complaining about some shit. We can't sit there and act like that don't be happening. Like,
Me.
stop the cap. Stop the
No,
cap.
but
We know that happens.
but having a Me Too movement, I
You know what
don't
I'm
know
saying?
if that's even incredible.
Maybe you ain't seen it, but
So
I sure as hell
I would
have.
like to see more women doing
Like,
but
that.
shouldn't
I've
men's
seen it.
stories matter?
Am I saying that their stories don't matter? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm talking about is men who are out here trying to act like little baddies complaining. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah,
Because you got
That's
dudes
that's
funny
why
out
I
because
was
there. You
asking
got
you
that's gonna
about
dudes out
tie to
there.
this because it's
that's what
kind
I
of
was
the
Hold
same.
asking
on.
you about
Hold on. But that's why I said in what category. It's across the board with the dudes that are competing with women. There's nothing off limits, is my point.
I don't think it's across the
No,
board.
it is across the
May
board.
may I ask a question on that?
You can answer it first.
Oh, when it comes to the competitiveness, I think that just depends on the type of competitiveness. I believe women are more verbally competitive as to where men are more silent competitive. We we tend to get things done more to be more competitive as to where women tend to be more verbally competitive to try to prove they're better than the next.
I mean,
I
like,
believe in competitive personalities, not that women just want to be more competitive than men. That's my thought.
Dang, did she even say hi? I thought that was the
Hi,
other girl talking.
hello.
I'm clicking like, who was that talking?
I'm
Welcome,
right
welcome.
here.
I thought you was another me. I was about to go off. Well, I'm like, okay, that's cool.
who do you think has more a competitive nature than
Yeah, Emma answer already? M Ray?
I think it depends on the environment you grew up in.
Hold up. The Emma, you go.
Oh,
That nigga better have bro. Hold up, that nigga. Hey, invite him to.
It's Emery.
I think it's very complex because like this is there's I'm not speaking for all. I do think women are more competitive, but we are products of our generations of like be out there, be heard, you deserve, you fight for it. We are more competitive and we are more there because we've been brought up to
No.
be there. I do think men have digressed in their aggressiveness in the workforce. I think they've digressed. Like it's just you've been told to be quiet. You've been told to like take a second, take a breath. You've been geared to do this, and I do think that like I think it's evident to me. Women have a louder voice in the workforce, and men are told to basically like shut up. And I don't mean like you're told to shut up and you're going to shut up. I just mean that's the climate that we're in.
oh no! At
Who
work, I tell all the men
who
to shut
said
Hold up,
who
hold up.
who said that men and women are more competitive depending on the climate? Love, was that you?
I said that. I said the
Oh,
climate.
you said that.
Yes, sir.
More
I said that.
competitive at what? Washing dishes and
I
doing
no,
clothes,
I,
you
Yeah.
stupid
Oh
nigga
Yeah.
bitch.
my
You get back in the
god.
That's the
fucking kitchen.
climate.
You stupid
That
cunts.
ideology is the
okay,
climate.
You stupid.
okay, guy, okay,
Yeah,
guy,
and if
get
you
out of
think
here.
men are more soft, then pull my
For the high
pants
guy
down, you
thing.
stupid whore bitch.
No.
Point
I got
towards
something
you.
hard for
No.
you.
Stop.
They're that batty habits.
No,
Okay, so
I
hold
personally,
on. Pause.
sorry,
Pause.
my bad, sorry.
Hold on, because I want to hear everybody. Please do not come in here trying to do that shit. And also thanks for proving my point with y'all coming up here trying to fucking compete on some shit that doesn't need to be competed with.
Oh my god.
Prime example. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I think Steven was talking, and then Emma Ray. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Had something, and then I saw Cypher come off mute. I want to hear from everybody. So let's go ahead, Steven, Emma Ray, and then Cypher.
I will let you go first because you were technically talking before me, and I apologize.
And I did not mean to say that like men in general are like that. I did not mean that at all. I mean like the climate and I'm speaking from my environment. I think that I've been given this voice and men speak lower and speak less when I'm present. Like it's the climate that they're in, and that's the way that I feel.
Speaking from a
Fucking
dumb
place.
housewife, you
And I,
dirty
Learn your
bitch.
fucking place, you bitch. Do the dishes.
Okay,
Clean the house. Take care of
that's fair. I'm fine.
and
That's fair.
That's me.
Yeah, I'm like that's fair. I'll make dinner. That's fine.
I
What's going
actually
on
completely,
today?
my man
I
AJ,
can stay
you
on
complete,
might be
place, man.
right,
He does
man.
the
These
cooking and
men are
What is
cleaning.
going on,
competitive.
Hope?
Man, AJ is
If it
right.
doesn't
Hope,
fit,
what
hold
is
on.
going
I'm gonna let
on?
y'all know right now. If it
I,
doesn't fit me, I'm not gonna wear it. Okay? You can say whatever you want to me. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. Like I'm so content. I'm fine.
I actually completely agree with them because my wife, she's no longer anymore. She's a stay-at-home mother now to our daughter. But
You.
before,
Good job,
but
dude. You're a champ. Good job. You're amazing. Not let her. You allowed her.
In
You
here, dog.
I love that. I
but
love that for her.
but I agree with them. And for example, the reason I agree with her is because before she was a stay-at-home mother, she was a traveling RN, and her and I had discussions on this. Like her job was very mentally demanding, and the stuff that she told me about, I don't ever a single day of my life want to deal with. But when it comes to my job and what I do, it's extremely physically demanding, and I thrive in that. And she's told me many times that she doesn't even want to look in the direction of my job. So I agree with them in the fact that it's the climate. Like, yes, we can be competitive, but competitive depending on what?
And I honestly, that kind of like hit it on the head. Like it's would I have a bias. I'm biased. I think I'm the shit. I think that I'm great,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
do work,
hold
and I
on, because y'all
work.
gonna
Like I
go.
have a job. I think I'm
Yeah,
really, really great.
let's
I
let's
will
get Cipher
never
into real
say
quick.
like I'm better than my husband.
Yeah.
That's not the case. We're in a different area. We're in a whole different environment. I'm the shit. I do what I do very,
Okay.
very well.
Can
But
we
what my
just move
husband
on? 'Cause
does,
I don't
I
want to
could
keep
never
hearing
do
I'm the
that.
shit. I'm the shit. Like, can we move on to Cypher? Thank you.
Let
Okay,
me
could we get Cipher
finish.
in, please?
I mean, what is your
Let
point?
Cypher talk.
I could never do what he does. What I do, I do.
Okay, go ahead, Cipher.
I mean, like,
No, yeah, nobody. No,
yeah, that
go
was a
ahead,
lot,
Cipher.
right?
I'm sorry, bro.
It's a lot. But like my thing is like when it comes to like male competitiveness, right? I'm like, and it's and like what I might say like might sound like off putting, right? But like males don't typically compete against another male. A man really competes against himself, and what I mean by that is that he looks at what he has and what he can obtain, right? And if he doesn't have that, then like he feels like the need to improve that. You know what I'm saying? There's a need to improve it. It's not necessarily dictated by the influence of another man around him. You know what I'm saying? Although that could spark his motivation to go reach out for more. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think it's a competitive nature. It's more kind of like a self evaluation. Most men don't want to be stagnant and stuck at where they're at. They want to continue to grow. You know what I'm saying? But to say that it's competitiveness, right? That man would be comparing every aspects of himself, right, against another man and try to better himself better than that man. And I don't think a lot of men do that. Like I feel like that's more of a woman trait. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully. Like
All right, go ahead, love. I thought I saw you come off mute a couple times too.
Yeah, I just didn't want to interrupt, but I am so. I feel that there, as I said earlier, there's competitive personalities, not just like men or women, because I have dealt with men who are like my father, like he's definitely a leader, and then I've dealt with men at work who I'm the leader or I have to be, you know. Um, and at my home with my man, with my husband, we're both leaders, you know, in our own ways. So he's actually a stay-at-home husband, and I work and go to school, and he goes to school, and yeah, he does the housework, he does cleaning, he does the handiwork and all that, cooks and all that, and yeah, that's all I just want to say. Anybody wants to add?
Yeah, I think if we're gonna talk about, just the competitive nature between men and women, I think they're both equally just as competitive. It's just one is more vocal and outward about it than the other. At the end of the day, I think the competition is there. It just, I think if we could sit there and try to keep splitting hairs and be like, well, no, but there's this and there's that. Both is just equally competitive, right? It's just done in different ways. That's the reason my answer was yes and no. I don't think women are necessarily competing. Some women are, some women aren't. Just like you have some men who are trying to compete with women, and then you have some men who aren't. You know what I mean? I don't think it's that black and white at the end of the day. But as far as competitiveness, again, I believe in balance. I think competitiveness does have its advantages, and then it can also have its disadvantages if that's all you're focusing on. Especially in a relationship, I don't think me personally, don't think you need to be competing with your partner or the person that you're with. I think that's kind of counterintuitive if you guys are pushing towards the same goal. You know what I mean? If you're trying to make your marriage work, you're trying to get the house and the kids and the whole shebang, then y'all got to work together. It's not, you can't compete with each other on that. You know what I mean? I think when a lot of the time we have these conversations, it comes across as it's people competing, and I don't think that's really what it is. I think it's just a lot of people just pushing how they or what their ideology of how a relationship is supposed to look like according to them, and we tend to project that onto other people because we tend to look at things as ourselves. So that's just my 2 cents on it. What's up, Elle?
Hey,
Welcome
how
to
are
the
you?
panel. I'm good. I'm
Thank you.
good. We are on the first one. Are women more competitive than men today? What are your thoughts on that? And then we'll get
Well,
Michael in as
I
well.
really liked what Love had to say about her relationship because it sounds like they both draw on each other's strengths. And I really like what you said about in order to have a successful relationship or marriage, each of you need to know what your strengths and weaknesses are so that you can lift each other up in those times. And that's what is ideally healthy. I think if we talk about, are we talking about women being in competition with men or women being competitive just naturally in the world?
I would say maybe just like a mixture of both. But I mean, however you want to interpret that question. So, if we're interpreting just more, are women more competitive than men today? You can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that in a lot of ways, women have had to be very competitive in order to make some gains in the world, especially since there's such a high incidence of single women and single mothers. So a lot of younger women have that competitive edge, and not necessarily with men, but definitely in the workforce that, I'm hoping to move up, not stay stagnant. And then when we go home, it's important that we shut off that competitive edge that we bring to the workforce so that we don't indulge our partner with that, because then I found that men feel kind of overwhelmed when a woman brings that kind of discourse home. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, absolutely. What's up, Michael? Welcome to the panel.
How y'all doing out there tonight?
We're doing good. We're on the first one. Are women more competitive than men today? What are your thoughts?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily, but I think it goes back to understanding how lifespans have changed over the years. Whenever people may look at it how it used to be and stuff like that, we have to realize that people really only lived to like 35 or 40 back in the day, whenever marriage was, more of an institution and stuff like that. And now, people are living to 60 or 70. And I've been with my wife for 20 years, and we're different people now, you know? I think that has a little bit to do with it. But as far as the competitive part and stuff like that, no, I actually think women were way more competitive up until the 60s, because they had to lock a person down for their life. Women don't have to lock a person down for their life anymore. They just got to lock them down until they're not happy anymore. So I don't think the competitiveness is there anymore. It's competitive, or well, I would say it's a competitiveness against female versus female, as it was before. Um, it was more of a competitiveness of not being a female, but just being a partner. Now it's not being a partner. It's more of being a boss babe or whatever. It's whatever. So I really think that there's a lot that can be learned from women in the past. There's a lot that can be learned from women these days as well. I mean, I understand the struggles, the strife, and stuff like that of this modern day world and stuff like that. But I think at the end of it, in order to be competitive, you have to win, and most women aren't winning these days. They're losing.
Okay. Before we open it up to open panel, kid, what you got on it? Mr. over there, quiet, probably eating, or Rachel, whoever, which one to use over there.
Caught me slipping.
Hey, Serpent, you can't ask us questions and not answer your questions.
All right. So while I do this, y'all, let's get to that 10K. I believe in y'all, man. My boy Cypher, I see you tapping. AJ tapping. Y'all can also tap. We get to the 10K. If y'all have not shared it out, let's go ahead and get them shares going. What's got? I gotta edit it. Go. Okay. All right. So are women more competitive? I would say, yeah, I believe so. Yeah, and it's crazy because I was only looking at it from like the looks and then the nails and stuff. So I usually compete. I didn't realize all the other stuff that somebody mentioned earlier, but yeah, I think they compete in multiple different things. I think them just competing on the littlest things of you look like me, why you dress like me, and the stuff of hey Michael,
I thought I was muted. My bad.
my boy went all mute.
Dude, I hit the
Hey,
mute. I hit the mute. My bad.
my boy growl with that mug too. Hey,
Dude, I hit the mute.
about to
I
make
hit
me
that mute.
compete with him, man. I thought I felt like a little boy at the burp like that, boy.
I'm just I'm out here man spreading.
Boy. Man.
My bad. What had
I'm about to
happened
say I take
was
it back. Never mind men to compete or something. But
my
I
bad.
was gonna just saying it. No, you good. But yeah, I think for the most part, even like when they say I get dressed, I do it for myself and all this other stuff.
Please.
A lot of times, yeah, they
We like to show out.
Yeah, for other women and all that stuff. From what I
Yes,
heard, though,
I'm not gonna lie, that is true.
So yeah, that's what y'all
Like if
got.
you know that if we as women go somewhere, say like work, and we know we're gonna get attention, that is one thing we like to do, is get other females' attention. It's not just about the men. It's like we want to be, on point.
But isn't that kind of like being a lesbian though in a little sense though?
Hey,
Not
hey,
trying to be
hey, leave
rude
us
or
gay
anything like
people
that.
alone.
I'm not trying to be rude, but
It's
Hold up.
it has more to do with ego than it has to do with schmexuality.
Thank you.
So
come on, I'm
basically
not
what
being
I'm
like that.
talking about is I'm talking about how women can be, and not all women are, women can be quite competitive. And one of the ways that they can be competitive is in the way that they present themselves. So if I go into an office and all the girls are on fleek, you best know that my shoes, head to toe, I'm going to be, representing, because that's something important in the environment that I'm in. I'm
But
just using that as an excuse. It doesn't mean that
win? What's the win though?
the
The difference
win
between
is a
competing
dopamine
is
rush and an ego stroke.
okay.
It's not that I necessarily do this because I'm older, but I definitely recall when I was younger and less mature that I did want to do those things to show off. And it was
So are you saying that women are immature?
You're not even on mute.
no, not all women, but I'm
But
saying that
you're saying
when I
that's
was
immature viewpoint, right?
and yes, from my view, I'm just speaking about my life and my viewpoint. I can't speak about somebody else's, but what I can say is when I was younger and in my early 20s, I was a bit immature. And so I made decisions that were competitive in nature with the other women that I worked with. And that was the environment that I worked in until I realized that, hey, my education has to speak more for itself and my professionalism has to speak more for itself than what I wear. But definitely
Say
That doesn't make sense though.
it does make sense.
Well, I mean,
If I got this
yeah.
solid, right? You know what I'm saying? Women don't really address for the male appeal, but they dress for gratification of egoness.
So okay. So just like everybody on the panels, before we just sit there and be like, well, women is immature. Everybody has immature portions of themselves at some point in life.
Absolutely.
Okay, men have immature fucking moments just as much as women do. Again, it presents differently, right? So yes, she's right. When you are younger, right? When you are a younger female, yes, you have your insecurities. So yes, a lot of the time we are getting dressed up because there is an ego stroke there. It's yes, I'm the baddest bitch here. Yes, I'm this.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
I'm that.
that's not being the
Some
baddest
people,
bitch.
hold on.
That's
Some
not being
people
the
need
baddest
that.
bitch.
Excuse me?
That's not being the baddest bitch though. That's being the most immature.
In her mind, in our minds at that time, yes.
But
Yes.
it's still being immature.
I understand both of y'all points.
Hence on why I said when you are immature, you do this.
Yes.
As we mature, we stop doing this shit because we don't care. You
Right.
know what I mean?
So
Like
then what's
as
the
you get
grow
older,
out.
as you get older, hold on.
What's the competition at that point though?
Hold on.
I see why you're doing
Okay. This is the reason why, like, we try to answer y'all's questions, but then y'all want to interrupt asking other questions. Hold on real quick. So
It's
when
woman's
you're
fight, I
young and
think.
you're a woman, that is the competition. The competition is when you step out there, you're trying to be the baddest biatch in the room.
Yes.
Right? You
No,
want to
I
feel
was
that
asking
way.
about
You want to
after you grow
feel
up after
that way. That is how you want to feel because it is an immaturity. It's an insecurity. Okay,
Yes.
because we don't want to be rejected. We want to sit there. We want to be accepted.
Wait.
That is
We're not talking
normal.
about
That is
that.
how. Hold on. That is how women, young women, deal with that.
So
As
when
we
you grow
mature,
up,
hold
what is
on.
the
I'm not
competition?
done.
When you grow up,
As we
like we
mature,
moved on, we get it, you're immature. But whenever you
bruh,
grow up, what's the competition? Because that's what we're talking about. When
which
you
I'm
grow
trying
up
to
past that
get to, but I can't finish.
immaturity, what's the
Bruh,
competition? How do you
Let her finish though,
can I
Michael.
finish my fucking topic? Jesus Christ. So, as we get older and you become more secure in yourself, okay, the competition isn't so much I need to be the baddest person in the world. Matter of fact, that competition fades. We don't care about that
Yes.
anymore.
Okay.
Right.
What we care about now is okay, whatever our goal is, whether that's marriage, whether that's family, whatever it is, that is what we're more or less competing to kind of get to at that point. Not necessarily with each other. The competition changes because
Who
now
are
we're
you
trying to
competing
get
with?
that. We're trying to achieve that, right? It's not necessarily competition. It's just your priorities change. When you're
That's
younger,
Yes.
not so
what we're
much.
talking about. The competition. So once you move to that point, what is the
The
competition? Who are you
competition,
competing against?
there is no competition, is my point.
So then you're
There is
saying
no
older
competition.
women
That
have
competition is now gone.
there's no competition with older women. So like that's the point of what
You
the
have,
right?
I,
You get what I'm saying?
no, I don't
I'm
get what
lost
you're
here
saying because
sometimes.
you keep
You know,
talking
So
at the same time I'm talking.
if there's no competition whenever you get older and stuff like that, what are you competing against? And if you're not competing against anything, then I would say that you're not as competitive as men or competitive as all at all, right? That's what the problem is, right?
I think you're misunderstanding her points here. And like, let me clarify.
I'm not.
So,
bottles.
no. What I'm saying is she's saying that specific competitiveness at a young age, right? You know what I'm saying? That stops. Now, if you want to continue on and say what they competed against now, that's a different story. But what she's saying is that competitive of ego, or honestly, it sounds like a competitiveness against femininity. Like honestly, altogether, like who
I
has
don't
the most
disagree.
femininity in their book. And from what I'm hearing, that's just my own opinion. But I'm saying she's saying once they grow up out of a certain age group, right? You know what I'm saying? That competitive spirit where I have to be the baddest female is gone. You know what I'm saying? Now
Yes.
again,
So
okay,
then women
And then
aren't
the
as
focus
competitive as men,
changes.
right? Women aren't as competitive as men because there's more old women than young women these days, right?
not
Okay,
necessarily.
hold on. Correction. Just because a woman is old in the age and numbers does not mean that she's mature. It's this thing called maturity that has to happen. Maturity doesn't just come because you turn 30.
Right.
Okay, you have 60-year-old people who act like they're 19, 20 years old competing with 19, 20-year-old people all damn time on this app.
Right.
Okay, it's a
Yes.
maturity thing. When you
You see
hit a
why he
certain level of
I thought I was
maturity,
muted, man.
you stop caring about those things. That can happen at 25, that can happen at 30, that can happen at 75.
Right.
However it happens to you. It's a
But I'm
maturity thing.
asking, what are you competing against once you mature?
We're not.
Whatever,
So
however that person's life
So
Gabe,
older women are
that's going
not
to
competing.
change. That competitiveness is going to change and differ depending on that person and
So
what's
what are
contingent.
you
What is
competing against
contingent
as you
to
get
that
older?
person? That's not a broad thing.
What are you competing against as you get older? That's what the prompt is. You have to
That
figure
is
that
not
out
what the
before you
prompt
say
is.
whether.
Where does it say what
No,
are you
no.
competing
Listen.
against where you get older? Where are you
So
reading that?
whenever listen, are women more competitive than men? So we have to decide: are we talking about young women or old women? Young men or old men? So what
I
you're
Women in
think
saying
it's a
is,
general.
as
genuine
you're getting
question. It's a
older,
general
as a
question.
woman, there's no competitiveness, right? That's what you're
No, it's
saying.
woman. It's women in general, and she's not saying that there's no competitiveness. She's saying
She
that
actually did
aspect
just
of
say
it.
that as she
No,
Hey,
got
she's
let
older.
saying no. She's saying that
I'm
aspects
gonna
of
let D. I'm
competitive.
gonna let D
Fluid.
in real quick because
All
we
right,
gonna go
hey,
back
y'all
and
have a
forth.
good
What
one.
she
Y'all are
said.
fucking weird. Y'all are weird.
Hey,
All
D,
right, go ahead, D.
what's your idea on the prompt?
You muted
Oh, he
and
just got
unmuted.
on the phone too.
Oh wow.
Hey, I am. Shoot. I got my friends here. No, okay, now let me tell you this. I got my friend, right? She coming over here. She know where I stay. She go talk about come outside and get her. I'm like, what? Is that am I wrong for not want to go outside to go get my friend? Because she already knows. This ain't
You look like you already ready for it, already got your shirt off and
no,
stuff.
no. She my actually, no, she
Right,
my actual
like
friend. Like we do
we
comedy
in
together.
this
So
You
whole
better go get
Right.
her. Shoot.
it's
No,
not.
that's my friend while you over there
Oh yeah,
got his tech
yeah.
hecking.
No, because we friends. You know what I'm saying? I should be able. You know, this how I've been.
I know what friends do. I
Yeah,
did that before.
friends.
Yeah. Now we.
I know what friends about.
the little bit of
Okay.
But
benefits into it, you know.
Any
are women
steak
more
time?
are women more competitive than men? And you park at the wrong one. You got to come down there.
You said that last
I
one
said
on the
this
live.
one.
No, you
That,
didn't.
I was talking about the
And why you
apartment
always
building.
explaining something to a nigga?
What are you talking about?
Dad, what is happening?
Your
Yeah.
friend. That's not your friend. That's your
Mm-hmm.
buddy.
Oh, explaining something to a nigga.
Whoa.
She knows she can beat.
Hey. Man.
All right.
So
That's funny.
that's a apartment building left. Yeah, you know this is the humble abode site.
When D's ready, Lou, let's let
All right,
D
I'm
get
sorry. All right,
situated.
it say, are women more competitive than men today?
I think they just got proven.
I wouldn't say competitive,
Right?
but I'll say like they got women like got the drive. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just speaking on my girl. You know what I'm saying? She got her drive is better than mine. It's like I can do my thing, but I slack sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And she's just more of a go getter. I go get it too, but I'll veer off and slack off. And she's I don't say competitive. I just say more determined. Sometimes.
Ambition.
And as men, like I be doing immature stuff too sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I still got it in me, but I still take care of my business too. But I still got a little immaturity in me, and so and I'm only speaking on my situation. You know what I mean? And
I respect that.
and speaking working with women in my field, they have a better eye than I have, like with seeing stuff. So I just handle my only thing that I can handle, but they can handle a lot of more stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of and I don't handle. I just handle what I handle, but they have a better eye and sometimes a better vision. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? They just see a little better than I believe than most men. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what they're meant to do. That's their job when they help a man. They supposed to see for him because he be down building by his eyes. You know what I'm saying? Making sure he's good. So yeah, that's what I believe. So that's my thing. Yeah. So yeah, what way shows men are more soft today? Crying and whining about they need some time and they want to talk and you treating them bad or something. Like men be saying women treat them bad. Ain't no woman never treat me bad. I'm a man, first of all. I never had a woman disrespect me or call me out my name because I knew my place, she knew her place. Like just handle me like that. No, when you have a certain aura around you, women tend to show they know they can smell it on you. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted a manly man. But yeah, men's are soft, they can't change tires, you know what I'm saying, and just whining, you know what I'm saying? Like shit, nigga go out there and build, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're supposed to do, like for real. I ain't got time to be whining about like, oh man, you just don't give me my time. I'm just saying for me, I'm gonna ask you that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be whining. As men, we make a way. We don't make excuses. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I fuck with people that make excuses. You know what I'm saying? Because I had everything in the world cut thrown at me. I ain't never made no excuse. You know what I'm saying? I always handle my business. You know what I'm saying? I might have couldn't keep a relationship before at one hand, but I would handle my business as a man. You know what I'm saying? She know her role. I know my role. You know what I'm saying? That's it. And then we don't ever even have to talk about it. Period. Like, we just know. Some people you get fucked a relationship and you might have to, but with a real relationship, you don't have to talk. I know my woman's smarter than me, so I let her handle all the smart stuff. I know she's a better planner than me, so I let her handle the planning stuff. I know she's a better saver than me, so I let her save all the money. Like,
Oh, I feel it.
I fuck it up. You know what I'm just saying? That's me, and I don't mind doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because she do it in a good way, not a meticulous or deep. You know what I'm saying?
She
And
throw it back in your face, do she?
huh?
Did she throw it back in your face?
No, she don't never do that.
You know, some people they tend to do that though for the most part. If they feel in something, they be like, "But I do this."
I've had that before, but going on my
Yeah, I'm about to say a lot of people do that because they tend to know your weakness and then use it against you.
on my journey beforehand, I used to get it done to me all the time, but I never threw nothing back in nobody's face. But now coming back, knowing what I want in a woman, you know what I'm saying? When I met my girl, it was cool. I learned how to see red flags and bail out first. You know what I'm saying? See red flags and bail out. Something I never knew how to do. You know what I'm saying? Most times we get into a red, and I got red flag, and I'm coming on it out. I know she probably got some, but I don't even know they called red flags at the time. But we over there, you know what I'm saying? And we doing it. So, damn. So when I learned what I wanted, and that's it. So my girl is cool. Like, she don't bother me like that. I don't bother her like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like she don't show me a lot of affection, which I like that. And she don't kiss a lot, but that's cool. I like that too. But she takes care of me, you know what I'm saying? So you just gotta find that perfect one that match for you.
What do you mean by take care? Sounds like that.
I mean, she take care. Make sure I'm taking care
I'm
of
trying
her.
to
You know,
find
saving money, you know what I'm saying? Make sure I eat, you know what I'm saying? All that shit. All that, you know what I'm saying? Everything, you know what I'm saying? Shit that I need, it just works. It's a match. And I like it. It's cool.
Yeah.
That's
What does your friend do?
Oh, she right here.
Hola.
Hola.
Girl, we done seen the side of you.
No. It's like, what are good qualities of a man?
Hold up, before you go to that one, yeah, you already went to the other. So I'm gonna get everybody to do that one though. We only just on the one you just started.
All right. So I'll land my plane with that.
All right, appreciate you.
Whenever you're ready.
Go.
All right. What ways show men are more soft today? Kev, do we need to recap this live?
Oh yeah.
Example. Just saying. And for Rachel, what category? Girl, you tell me the categories since you didn't know. Love you. But what?
I still don't think it's competitive.
Girl, they don't prove it. They don't prove it. They don't prove it in this life. But no, I think the other things too, right? Like, I'm not sitting there saying that, like, you know, I think that the climate is different. You have a lot of men that are actually coming out and they're actually learning how to express themselves, you know, emotionally and everything else. That's fantastic. I love that for them. But at the same time, you also have a lot of men who are also trying to argue with women on a shit that really don't need to be argued about, right? Not everything has to be a debate. You know what I mean? You got a lot of men trying to tell women what it's like to be women nowadays, as if y'all would know that.
Oh,
There's no way
goodness.
if you would know that, right? That's like the equivalent of me being like, yeah, well, men today, I can't speak for how you men see things on an everyday basis. I'm not a man, I'm a woman. I could respect that, right? So I think that's definitely one, you know what I mean? And just, there's just so much, man. But like I said, I ain't gonna recap this whole damn, like if y'all need, you know, further examples of what I'm talking about, Kev gonna put this on his YouTube. So if you ain't subscribed to his YouTube, go hit his bio and go subscribe to his YouTube. And just watch the first, I don't know, what, Kev, you've been live about 30 minutes? Just watch like the first 30 minutes of this live. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go ahead and land, throw it over to Cypher, and then we'll get Elliot.
My thing about men becoming soft, right? I don't necessarily think men are becoming soft. I think what's really happening here, right, is that we things are becoming more vocal. You know what I'm saying? So the men that go up into these lives and combat women problems and stuff, right? These men always felt like that. You know what I'm saying? These men always existed. You know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why, misogyny, patriarchy, and toxic masculinity is so heavy prevalent in our culture, society today, because men tend to gloss over these things. You know what I'm saying? And now that we go into where we're at here in 2025 with TikTok and everything, right? Those men now have a platform to go ahead and speak out to the masses. So that's what you're seeing right here. Really, the men being soft nowadays, today, right? You know what I'm saying? They was already soft when they were they was all masculinity, toxic masculinity, and male masculinity always been fragile. You know what I'm saying? And another thing though, as well, I would like to address, right? Some of these men, right, that they don't move like how the whole Sordide moves. You know what I'm saying? These are actual like true definition of men. In my opinion, some of these men be moving more like cats. In my opinion, are down low. Like no lie. And what I mean by that is because, like, based off of just what D said, right, and how he spoke, right, I could tell from a mile away he don't believe in arguing with women. Like, he don't believe going back and forth with a woman. And just based off of the host, I don't believe that he believes going back and forth with a woman. Like, I don't believe in going back and forth with a woman. Because see, here's the thing with going back and forth with a woman. It's not like with a man. See, if my emotions get involved, right, I can't do anything to this woman. You know what I'm saying? Like it never gets anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Always tell man, woman.
I just want to throw in there, Kev will go back and forth with a woman. You just got to tell him that PlayStation 5 sucks, which it does.
Oh
But only for him.
my. Okay, I guess you got me. You right
I
about
mean,
that?
there's some things I'll go back and forth with. Like shit, one woman tried to convince me One Piece is better than Dragon Ball Z. I said, Shawty,
Yeah, that's what we
Oh,
talking about.
that's
That's what
crazy.
Shawty, never.
Never.
they actually said. I mean, I guess they did say
No.
that. They said One Piece is the best anime ever.
After 1,000 episodes, I gotta get through 1,000
Yeah, that
episodes.
thing got a bunch. That thing do got
Exactly.
100. Yeah, right. Do got 1,000,000 episodes. Though. I haven't even seen it yet. But I heard they said that's the top one right now. Out of all of them.
No bunnies, never.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I'm
Did
sorry.
it freeze? Oh,
You said it froze?
No, it's good. He might just be his. That might just be their connection. Go ahead, El. It's all you, my dear.
Well, I think men are more soft these days because they're used to women who be bitching all the time and having a big mouth too much. And so I think they just got trained like, you know what, I'm just not even gonna go up against this woman because it's just never gonna end. So they stay quiet and they just deal with it and they just let the woman rule the roost sometimes, when I think a man could easily set some boundaries and gain a little bit more respect from the woman he's with.
I get you.
If a man's too easy, if a man is too easy and like a puppy dog, that's just a turn off for women. We need a manly man. I don't want a soft man.
Give me a example of a manly man.
A man who says, "Oh, next week there's gonna be the WWE show that I always wanted to go to, and I'm gonna get 2 tickets. If you want to go with me, that's great. If not, I'm going with Robert." I like that control. That okay, you give me the option, but you know that if I don't want to go, I'm gonna let you go. Rather than a man say, oh, I was really wanting to go to the WWE thing and it's expensive, and having to give excuses to his woman of why he wants to go and ask permission and what do you think and is it okay? Sometimes a man just has to say, listen, this is, and as a woman in a relationship, because I love him or like him or care about him, I care about what he likes. And so I want him to do what he wants to do, just like I want him to appreciate what I like. He may not want to come, but at least understand that I have my own gig too.
Right.
Maybe it's the short man syndrome in me, right? But is men really asking women if they can do this and do that, like getting permission? Like, I'm sorry, I don't even get my permission from my elders.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm
Like,
not
I mean,
into
I
that.
respect my elders and what they got to say, and I respect my woman and what she got to say, but permission, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, and I know where that comes from, right? But I also, maybe that's just me. I'm that type of person. I'm not like, if we together, we together. I'm not your third parent. You don't need to ask me. Just go.
Right.
Like, that's weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't gonna ask your permission. If I want to go, you know what I mean, go watch a movie or something, or go, have a spa day, I'm gonna go have a spa day. I ain't gonna ask you. I'm gonna be like, look, this is what I'm
Right.
doing on Sunday. I'm gonna be gone from this time to this time. You're gonna have to figure it out.
But there are soft men. There are soft men out there who feel like they have to ask. That's foolishness.
Nikki, come up here, beautiful. I love you. I love Nikki. Nikki, I love you.
I mean, like, I want my woman on board.
Love
with
me. Hey y'all,
permission.
how y'all doing?
We good. I'm sorry, Cypher. Continue. I got excited. Nikki came in here.
No, of course, no. I mean, I really now I have no
Hey
point
Robbie.
playing on that. So
Hey
like, she could
Nikki.
take over.
Hey.
And then she went on a damn teacup. Oh shit.
Now, what I do want to ask you this: do you guys think that society dictates whether a man is being soft or not, or do you feel like that's a
Yes.
character component in him alone, like just a standalone component in him? Like that man's just being soft, or society deemed that man being soft because he didn't have certain aspects that society didn't deem manly.
I think
Yes.
I think that has a lot to do with society, just like social media has a lot that shapes society now. Because
Yeah.
social
Because
media is a cult.
some men will
Social
say
media
I'm
is a
less of a
cult.
man.
Society is a cult. Like, these are all cult things that we unfortunately have to live in and do shape
Yeah, I
things in
mean,
our lives and the way that we view things. It's only when you start to get older and you start to learn and figure out who you actually are and you stop kind of giving a crap about what society's telling you is when you start realizing that. Like, I'm 33, and a lot of the time when I was growing up, like, my beginning times of like dating people, it was very much you gotta ask. I gotta go ask my boo for permission if I can go to Kelly's house, if I go hang out with my friends. That shit was crazy, and I was like, I'm not your third parent. The hell, you're not my third parent. I don't even have to ask my mama if I can go to my friend's house. Why the hell am I gonna ask you?
I
That's
mean,
crazy.
like
You know
like
what I mean?
some men would say that I'm a less of a man because like, all right, I didn't know how to I know how to use tools, right? But I didn't have a set of tools just lying around. I do now, given my profession and I'm doing and shit. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even like changing the tire, I didn't know how to change the tire, but I had AAA, and then even with that, I had YouTube. So it's like, I'm just saying, bro. Like, like I don't feel like
Like,
I'm
to
less of a
me,
man just because I don't know certain things. Like,
right.
I
Like,
just
if
never
you,
was taught.
yeah, like real quick, like if you were to tell me, like, oh AJ, what do you consider like soft in men? Bro, stop fronting like you know shit when you don't. If you don't know how to change a tire, just say that. If you don't know how to, you know what I mean, you don't know how to fix the car, just say that.
First of
If
all,
you
what
don't know how
y'all
to do
talking
stuff,
about?
just say that.
What's the discussion?
Oh, sorry,
I'm
we
so
was
lost
on
over
the
here.
second one. We was on the second one, Nikki, but we gonna get you caught up. That's why I said I'm gonna say that real quick, and we gonna get you and Lady TK caught up. So
Okay.
Nikki,
Got
we're
you.
gonna start with you. Are women more competitive than men today? Question mark.
eating the good food.
Oh shoot.
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
Oh.
I love how I asked Nikki that. She just
One.
nodding at the camera.
I forgot about
Bobby.
Almost forgot.
I was saying
Wow.
to myself, you know what I'm saying?
What?
I was
Must
just
be
singing inside
music.
my head and stuff, you know.
Oh
Must
no,
be
you
that
can't
old
do
school
that.
music. A song that just linger in your head, huh?
It was.
My bad, y'all. Y'all forgive Kev and Rachel over there being gay on
Let me
camera,
do
distracting
myself.
everybody.
No,
She
y'all
ate
talking
all
about
the candy up at the
I'm
eat her finger.
sorry. Are y'all together? Oh
Yep.
no.
That's an illusion.
Oh
It's
no.
an
That's a
illusion.
crime.
room.
That's a crime. Yeah.
Hello.
So yeah.
No
So
mind us. Don't mind us.
so Nikki,
Just read it.
well no, I think Nikki answered the first one already. Nikki, what ways show men are more soft today? I had to make sure I read that right.
Oh. What way? Yes, men are soft today. I don't know what you said. I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
She's so lit. She's so
You
lit.
that lit?
Yes,
Nikki didn't hit
That
that
be
time.
lit.
I'm lit.
That's why she trying to use the glasses to cover them red eyes. That was
Dog, I think they got on Nikki level.
Read that question again for me.
Okay, I'm
Oh
gonna
my
read it.
gosh.
Okay. I'm gonna read it one more time again. Hold on.
Okay.
What way show men are more soft today?
What way shows men?
In other words, in what ways shows men are more soft today? In what ways are men soft today?
Are they like soft in a good way or a hard way?
I don't want to know about the hard way. I'm a little gay for that.
Oh
Oh my god.
This is a Christian live, y'all. You know, go
So
church.
Amen.
you know, I can only talk about the men I'm around, and they're not freaking soft at all. They straight to the point, direct, like I am. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't think they're soft. They don't. They express their emotions, but not like. I mean, they do what men do, I guess. Are they soft? No. They could take a lot. The way they express their emotions is, I could say about my older brother. I mean, he's like, he's far from soft. That's number one. He's like hardcore. When it comes to expressing his emotions and stuff like that. He shows he care, but he ain't gonna shed a tear ever. I never seen that man cry. So I mean, I tried to get him to cry one time and it didn't work. So I don't know. I think every man is different. Some are soft and some like they ain't shed no tears because they believe men don't cry. Others do believe that men do cry. I really don't know what the fuck to say, but to say that men are fucking men.
It's all good, girl. It's all good. We got you. I'm going to your house though.
I like your points. Like,
Nikki got that good.
it's straight to the good point. Like,
What y'all want me to say? Something else? Quiet up here. Y'all want some music? Shit. Yeah. I can't hear you, Kev.
Let me get Lady
No, you
TK
good. You
in.
good.
Talking about.
We gonna get Lady TK in as well. What's up, Lady TK? How you doing?
Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Happy Friday.
Happy
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 Friday.
Happy
Friday.
Friday.
I think I don't know if everybody is still like. I got 10 more minutes before it's Saturday, but like Happy Friday on my time. But
It is Saturday on Bless you.
Yes. So, Lady
but
TK, are women more competitive than men today? What's your opinion?
no, I think that women have a new platform in which they can be competitive in a new way that they weren't, or it's not just considered masculine or the thing that they can be just truly themselves. If like this is a person that is competitive, then they are just competitive, not because they're a female or a male or anything like that. It's just that we have now allowed a new nuance or precedence or a new stage in which they can be who they want to be. I don't think that it's masculine or anything like that. It's just that, hey, if you are this person that's competitive, then you get to do who you are. This is just what you are. Whether that's on a athletic stage or whether it's on a professional stage or like whatever it is, it's just a new thing that you don't get to be categorized in a specific way anymore. We've introduced a new stage in which people can be themselves. And if you're competitive and you happen to be a female, then that's just what it is.
Fair enough. Fair enough. In what ways are men soft today?
I don't think I'm going to go back to the same thing that I'm saying. This is just a new nuance, a new stage in which men can be very much more susceptible and open themselves up into different ways. I don't think that is soft. I think that they get to be who they want to be without like just being judged about being it. If women are going to progress and be who they want to be in professional or athletic or whatever they're going to do, then men can be have the same opportunity to change too. Like they get to stay at home with their kids if they want to, and they don't look like look feminine. That looks like you do what your family wants them to do. Like you adapt to what your family needs. If that's the man staying at home versus the woman going to work or whatever it is, it's just that we have opened up and broken new barriers to where everybody can be themselves without actually having to be judged about certain things.
I like it. I like it. Rachel, you don't miss that crumb on the side of Kev's beard like 5 times. Did you get it? So y'all just gonna be gay in the
I
corner and
love,
not answer your question, Kev?
I
No,
love
do
your
y'all
viewpoint.
think that I'm saying the right things or like?
No, I really love your viewpoint. Like,
Well, thank you.
Yeah, lady, you made a lot of good points. Yeah, I don't believe that men are soft today. Yeah, we're just able to see them. Because men are not monoliths. It's okay for them to be different. It's okay for them to express
And
themselves.
I don't
eclectic
disagree.
and overall like whatever it is, like I really like sometimes I think about when I look at like certain reality shows because I watch a lot of them. I'm sorry, I know but it is one of my things that I watch a lot of reality shows and I see a lot of women getting powerful and like the men kind of shrinking down in those situations and then they end up getting divorced, but it's because of the reality of everybody else putting their opinion on that relationship. It's not really that the woman thought something or the man thought something, because like men will jump in when they need to jump in, and I think women will jump in when we need to jump in. Like that is just uh opening in which we get to be where we get to explore how we interact with each other, because everything can change. Like the man could change too, like it doesn't matter.
Now, okay, a man not
Relationship
exhibiting
works as
masculine
long as it's
traits,
working.
I guess that
Lady,
makes
what's
him
going
soft.
on, lady? Every time she say something, you just break in the middle. What's going on?
So AJ, you said you disagree. What is it that I said you disagree with?
I don't know. I just disagree with the men. I'm not saying all men are soft, but I'm just saying I'm gonna disagree with be like, oh yeah, there's no soft men. Again, the first 30 minutes of this live proved my point.
No, girl.
That's
You
all
know
I'm
what? I'm sick and tired of you. Of course, it's not all.
I don't know. Oh, but that's the
Of
thing.
course, I'm not talking in
No, but
generalities,
here's my thing. But here's
right?
my
I'm
thing.
not talking in generalities. I'm
That's all.
saying in a family
Don't
aspect.
everybody
I'm
come at
saying
me.
in a
I was
family
just answering her
aspect.
question.
I thought
Oh
she done
my
went
Yeah,
god.
4
I'm just
times.
saying, like in a family diaspora. In
Lady,
a family diaspora, you can't tell what a man is.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no. I
Lady,
get
you
what
done
you're
went
saying. I
about
get what you're
5 times
saying.
already. Let me get my turn in real quick.
Yeah, no. I
Dang.
was just saying. I was just answering the question, but we're gonna let Kev go. Go ahead, Kev.
What is the question? She asked another question?
No.
Oh, you talking about the
No,
disagreement
I was
thing? Oh, yeah.
answering Rachel's question. That's all.
Yeah.
I was like,
No,
don't
He
everybody
ain't
jump at
answered
me.
nothing.
we're not doing it. We about to do the open panel in a minute right after I go there. But I was about to say that I ain't gonna say I disagree, but I was just say that I guess I look at it that I do believe that a lot of men are soft, and my angle is more of because people soft overall though, but the men that we have is not as tough as the men is back in the day. They literally you step on their shoe, they ready to take you out. I feel that's a form of softness to me. This gang stuff, that junk is soft stuff to me. All this stuff that we done switched around and called tough is really soft for real. They more emotional. They more and I get it. Some of them expressing themselves, but some of them express. I think a lot of them been expressing themselves for the most part. Really, they just been doing it in a negative type of way, like through anger and all that stuff. But that's still a form of expression. But just people just don't. I guess they don't look at it that way. But overall, yeah, I think men, and it's getting so bad that I ain't even trying to throw that. I ain't trying to be like that, but I'm trying to figure a way to say this TikTok. But someone want to be women. They want to be women. No, that's what it's getting to now. Like
That's
it's
what
just
I'm
like
saying, bro.
nobody have a backbone. They don't have a backbone no more. They back talking and can I say that word on his sass? I'm scared of it. Yeah, I don't even.
I already said it.
They say that
Sassy.
yeah, they be just they aren't like us. I mean, not today. Yes. I believe the men today is most definitely way softer than how it used to be, especially from these past 7 years. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I guess it's open panel.
Yeah.
Do you think that? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I was just saying. I was like, I kind of agree with Kev. Like in
No,
in
but do
in
you?
in certain regards, but I think more or less just also when it comes to certain things. 'Cause I'm not just talking about just in relationships. I'm just talking about general. You know what I mean? When it comes to interaction, because we don't just interact with just people we're in relationships with. We got to interact with people on a daily. Whether you're working with them, you're walking down the street, so on and so forth. I think the sensitivity. I can't. You can't sit there and be like, oh, I'm a man's man. You gotta respect me. I gotta be tough. You listen to me. This, that, and the third. But then I gotta sit there and you can't handle your emotions, and now you're over there throwing me under the bus and putting me in unsafe situations because you can't handle yourself. That's a problem to me. That's a problem. Going out there talking a big game and you ain't even really about that. Soft to me. Soft to me. Coming out here talking to me about, oh yeah, AJ, I'm really about that gangster life. This, that, and the third. Soft to me. Soft to me. To me, all of that is soft. Because at the end of the day, anybody who's real wouldn't need to tell me that. You don't got to come over here and tell me, oh yeah, I'm a real ninja. That's stupid to me. That's stupid.
I agree with AJ, and I agree with Kevin. This is
That part. I can't, man. I can't do it. I
I
can't do it.
agree.
What's that song that you listening to? Cause I ain't gonna hold you. You've been bobbing for a minute. What's that song that's in your head?
I know
Like,
we all
I
trying to figure out
turned
what
it
niggas.
off. I was listening to Sons of Love by
no, I need the name
Tyrese.
of the song at this point because you was like,
Yeah, you know what song is bringing me up to is Lauryn Hill. It could be also The Miseducation. Lauren, it could all be so simple, but we rather make it hard. Like I agree that there are men
That's what I was listening to.
who false represent or don't say like and pretend to be something, and that is a percentage of people. But I don't think that this new generation is going into that situation, and whether that is within relationships or within their job situations or within
But who are
how
we?
they raise their children. Like these are like
I have a
I
question.
think that we have, you know, false representatives from the past that we've tried to like bring along that doesn't always represent what a true healthy relationship should be. And I get it, but I'm just saying, is that healthy or not for them to be in a position to like where they're always pretending to be something or where they're always trying to represent something that is not true? That's the only thing
I mean,
that I'm
so
simply trying to say.
I just got a question. So when you say, because I hear this a lot, everybody's always saying new generation, new generation. Who are we talking about? Are we talking about young kids today? Are we talking about young people in their 20s? Are we talking about millennials? Who are we talking about? Number
I'm
one,
not for sure exactly the time age or like the I'm just saying that
because
we're
the reason why I
not
asked that
trying to
is
get out of the progression or like the historical points in which we've had in the past. What are we moving forward towards? Like if we can't accept the progression and like how that's looking and maybe say like maybe there can be a little bit of tweaks or here, then are we just trying to stay in the past? Are we just trying to say that we are okay with where everything used to look like? What are
I think okay. So I think that it's not. I think that's extreme to think that we got to 100% go. Okay, you know what? The new generation. You know what I mean? Fuck everything. You know, pretty much forget everything. You know that was from the old generation. Throw all that out and let's just do something completely new and different. I think that there has to be a middle ground. I think the problem with a lot of people, or when we sit there and when I hear, oh, young people are doing this, young people are doing that. Yes, there's positives to that. Yes, by men being able to open up and express their feelings, learning how to articulate, that's all great things. However, we also live in a society where everybody has to have trauma. Everybody has to trauma bond. Everybody's a dang victim to everything, right? And then
not
we
only
also
that,
have, everybody else who has to have a diagnosis for something to the point that they self-diagnose. So now everybody has a disorder. Everybody has to be special. And now we can't say this, that, and the third. I can't sit there and be like, hey, I don't like your behavior. Your behavior is messed up because now I'm attacking you. Now I'm bashing you because I'm calling out your negative behavior. That to me is a problem.
No,
Okay.
Asia, I said progression for a reason. I said progression, not complete control. I said progression, right? So not sitting here saying that that the old and the history doesn't have anything. I very much so am a person that believes that the history reflects the future
Right.
and like how we respond to the future and how we know the history of our past will always reflect our future. I'm one of those people like that understands that. So what I said was a progression of that because it is certain things that is going to be ingrained into you, which is I don't know. I'm from the South. There's a lot of things that's been ingrained in me from my past and like what my grandparents
Oh, wow.
molded who I am and who I what I send down to my son and what I hope he sends down to his generation in a certain thing. However, I do know that as things have progressed and like how we are experiencing new things as our people, that those things are going to have different reflections of it because they're not actually experiencing everything. So everything that I bring down to them is not going to always reflect what happened in the past. They have new friends, they have new opportunities, they have new things, and like even though we are experiencing them in a different way, and like we want to like hold and say like this is not changing because it's not changing within like the time period in which we want it to change. There are changes that's being happening that has happened and that's happening to the next generation that we haven't experienced.
Yeah, no,
I don't know if that
I'm
makes
not
sense or not.
disagreeing. I'm
But
not
like
disagreeing with you with
let's
that.
talk about
Go
that
ahead, sir.
progression though, ladies. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to like men, right? You know what I'm saying? Men are not used to opening up, right? You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, history shows that when men do open up, they usually open up with aggression and anger. You see what I'm saying? So now we jump forward to 2025, right? And we're saying, okay, man, it's okay to express yourself. What type of expression that you're gonna think you're gonna get out of the common man? You know what I'm saying? Most men don't even know how to open up properly to a point where that their partner next to them won't feel their emotion, but they can sympathize with their emotion. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the time when they share their emotion, right, they're projecting a lot of the things that they're feeling on towards their partner. And it doesn't seem like it coming off like that. They feel like they're just expressing themselves, but it's not expressing at that point. You know what I'm saying?
I hear where you coming from. I think that's definitely true. I think when people first learn to articulate themselves, yeah, they're gonna struggle. But there's a difference when you're living in 2025 and everybody has told you, and now you have all these resources at your fingertips that we didn't have before, right? I'm 33, I didn't have these growing up, and have all these resources y'all have today. Where, you know, and people who are sitting there like, you know what, if you are, you know, we get it, y'all have gone through stuff, you guys are learning how to articulate, here's some tools to do so. But instead of taking those tools, y'all want to sit there and be like, no, them tools is weak. They don't make you a man. I got to do and do this. And now I got to show out aggressively and be more aggressive than at that point. Come on, man.
Listen though,
It's all
like
about-
the
I don't
defeat,
understand why
the,
men gotta be aggressive. I like a man that's romantic.
listen, the defeat that the women that pulled off
I
though
don't
nowadays
understand all
is
this.
alone
You
impressive.
gotta
Like,
be soft to touch me softly, not aggressive.
you been a vibe this whole time. I ain't gonna hold
I
you.
love
No,
Nikki.
Nikki,
I
I
don't know what
I
y'all
don't,
But I'm
talking
not
sorry.
agree
about.
with
Hold
you.
on,
I
y'all.
don't
Hold on, y'all.
not
You
Let
gotta
Cypher
agree.
be
finish.
all this aggression. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let your emotions out.
Right.
No,
And you
Right.
gotta know how to
exactly.
rub
But
Well,
the
hold
right
on, y'all. Hold on,
way.
y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let Cypher finish real quick. Because he was in the middle.
Sometimes I like it
and
aggressive.
that's like in a physical
Cypher got
Every
standpoint.
now
playing with his
and
wheels
then,
after that laugh.
Let
sometimes,
them do their thing. Like, you know what
you
I'm
know,
saying?
you gotta robot it out. Robot it out sometimes. I'm sorry, I ain't mean to mess up your life. I'm gonna go on mute and I'm just listening to y'all.
No,
No,
Nikki, I
you
like what you're
You been
saying.
a
Like I
vibe.
do, cause I love
You been
for a
a
man
vibe.
to love and express those things to me too. I love that, and I love when a man is vulnerable.
Do
I
you
you
like
know what
when
I
he
hate right
flip you
now?
over and pressel you and all this other stuff? You know,
Right in the middle of my
you could
back,
be a
right
little
in the middle of my
aggressive,
backbone.
but not
What's going
too
on?
aggressive.
I mean,
What you
I ain't
Look,
talking about,
right in the
Nikki?
middle of my like right there where my tramp stamp
Yep,
is,
right
because I
there.
do have a
Right
tattoo
there.
right there,
Yep.
and then move all the way up.
Yep,
Yes,
right
I love
there.
that. Right there.
You know when your head
Yes.
hit the ceiling fan and he lift you
And when
up when your head hit the ceiling fan and go boom, 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 boom.
he prop your head up, look, when he prop your head up on the pillow, right where you need to do, and then go all the way down to the tramp stamp.
All the way
And then
down.
massage you all the way down, like massage you from that pressure point all the way up. Yes,
I'm
Yup.
ma'am.
allergic. I'm allergic. I'm
Aggressive.
allergic. I'm
there's a
allergic.
chapter
Bring
in
it back
50
to
Shades
Jesus.
of
Bring it
I'm
Black.
be
back to
quiet
Jesus.
now. Somebody told me to
Holy
be
Spirit,
quiet.
activate. Holy Spirit, activate. Activate.
Because
50
I
Shades
tell you,
of
it's like
Black
when you
right now.
do find a man like that, this is the only thing I was gonna say. Like when you do find a man like that, and he's doing it, do you now start calling him soft because he's doing the things that you want him to do, and he's expressing himself, and he's vulnerable to you, and y'all are communicating? Do we now as women start calling men soft when they're doing those type of things? And that's where I have a conflict about, is because, okay, now you're saying you want it, when you get it, now are those men soft?
But at the
Yeah,
same, okay, so
I can't
to
really.
answer that, right? Just like you have a lot of men who are learning how to articulate, you also have a lot of women who, yes, we have been able to be open with emotions, but have not been able to articulate things correctly either, right? A lot of women have grown up in places and situations where if we cry, we kind of get what we want. If we whine long enough, we'll get what we want, right? So it takes a lot of communication, it takes maturity, and it takes this thing called emotional intelligence, right? And as that elevates, and those situations tend to work. But the other thing that also tends to happen is you also have people who date people for aesthetic reasons. You have women who date men who turn men into projects. I need a project boyfriend.
No, it's not.
I need to do this. I need to do that. That messes with men, right? And then in turn, these men get jaded, and then because they're learning to articulate themselves and everything else, they take it back out on women, and then vice versa. And the cycle continues, right? Where now the people are just hurting each other until they come to the conclusion, oh shit, I really need to let this go. I need to work on this, and then they get healthy, right? This is the reason why I always promote healthy men and women. When you're in a healthy place, then get in a relationship. If you're not in a healthy place, you're going to keep hurting each other. You keep hurting other people. At the end of the day, the goal of a relationship, any type of relationship, friendship, relationship, marriage, is not to send the other person to therapy because you don't fuck them up. Excuse my French, but that you messed them up. You shouldn't be messing people up like that, right? But not a lot of people do. Not a lot of people do that,
I
right? So
get
yes,
that is the optimal situation, that you can find somebody that's healthy and you're healthy and that you're always doing it.
yes.
But I don't think that that's, listen, I just don't think that that's always the same thing that you can have. You will meet somebody at the moment that they are, and it is a bridge and a relationship that's built when you are with somebody that's not at their pivotal point or
Right,
or
right.
doing anything like, so like everybody is not going to be perfect when you meet them. And I think that
We're not making
there's
perfect.
a very false sensationalism when we sit up here and say that
Mhm.
there's a point in which you need to like always grow with somebody, because that person that you meet at the time that you meet them is not going to always be the person that you're going to always grow with. That person is a living being. They're an atom. They're always growing. They're always revolving. They're always
Yes.
not evolving. They're always evolving and doing other things. And like when they do those type of things, are you the person to stay and sit there and say, I want to see the evolution? Or are you a person that say, hey, you're not the person that I want to be with anymore because you've changed?
Okay.
And
So
if you
hold
are
on.
that person, then you're never going to be in a healthy relationship, because everybody is always continually to
No, no,
evolve.
no, 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 no,
So
no.
I don't understand that standpoint when you say it, because nobody sit up here and gets with
No, because
somebody at
I
their
think what
current
you're
stage.
assuming is, what I'm saying is that you have to be perfect before you get into a relationship, but that's impossible. What I'm saying is having emotional and emotional maturity, right? Which means understanding yourself before you get into a relationship, because you most people get into relationships, they expect that other person to make them happy, and that's impossible. If you don't know what makes you happy, that other person can't make you happy.
But
You
I'm
got to
saying
make you
that
happy first.
emotional maturity,
Learning, hold
how do you become emotionally mature?
on.
How do
Learning
you
that,
become emotionally mature?
I'm explaining that. By
Okay, go
learning
ahead.
to love yourself, by learning to be by yourself, by learning to heal and articulate and doing these things by
Emotions
yourself
are not
first
internal.
before you,
Emotionals
before,
are not eternal. Emotionals are based on interactions with people, how you interact with your employers, how you
exactly.
interact with, exactly. So that's not
But I haven't
an
finished my,
internal thing.
finished my
So when you
point.
say that, it doesn't make, okay, go ahead. Go ahead, my bad.
Thank you.
No,
It
but
was
lady,
like, I
that
ain't finished
doesn't
my point yet.
that doesn't take away from the internal factor. Yeah,
Right,
you have external factors that are happening outside that inflicting that internal turmoil. But you
right.
know what I'm saying? It's still internal. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could be mad. You don't have to express that. That was your choice. You
Right,
never had to go out there and articulate it in such a vast manner. Like that was
right,
your choice. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's why, and what I'm saying,
I feel what you're saying, Taj. I ain't gonna hold you. Really, like, it's not about like being perfect or anything. It's about having a healthy mentality. And I feel like you being
right,
more acceptant to that your partner might be lacking in areas, and also knowledge that you might be lacking in the area. That's a very healthy mindset. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Y'all building
But
a
you
That's
foundation.
I'm
get
getting
that
at.
until you interact with people. This is what I'm saying. You can't
No,
internalize
Do
please,
how
not,
to interact with
please,
people
lady,
by
you guys,
yourself.
please let AJ finish her thought. She's been trying to get this thought out for a minute. Just please let her
it's
finish.
all good. It's all good. It's all good. I get it. I get it. It's passionate conversation. I'm loving it. But no, basically what I'm saying is exactly what type of basically saying. I'm not saying you're gonna make yourself perfect. Yes, you're gonna need external factors, but again, I'm not saying you need to self-isolate and go make yourself perfect. You have to interact with people every day. Okay, you're gonna interact. Are you gonna mess up? And in relationships, you're gonna get the wrong people, of course. Of course. But you have to learn how to maneuver and deal with conflict in a healthy way. If every damn conversation you have has to be a confrontation, you shouldn't be with people. You shouldn't be in a relationship. At some point, you need to work on that and you need to be single, right? The reason why I bring this up is because you have a lot of people who think that they have to be in a relationship in order to function. I can't live my life unless I'm in a relationship. They become serial daters and they end up screwing and messing up a lot of people. It's okay to be single. It's okay to figure out what you want. It's okay to sit there and be by yourself because sometimes you got to be by yourself. Okay, this is the reason why you have people who claim, oh yeah, my love language is quality time. They don't want quality time. They want quantity time. They want to spend all day on the phone with you, listening to you breathe. There's no quality in that. I got stuff to do. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that we have to always have a conversation. Yes, if I like your company, but there's also things I got to get done. I can't have you attached to my hip. That's unhealthy. You also have a lot of people who trauma bond in relationships, and then they think that that's a relationship because, oh, well, that's love. You trauma bonded. That's not love.
Yeah, people do be weaponizing that quality time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a person who do actually like quality time. But quality time to me, right, is that I'm doing something, right, that I find of interest, and you're doing something that you find of interest, and we're meeting up in the middle somewhere. Like, that's true quality time to me. Like,
Right. Right. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying that yes, you're gonna have to get into relationships and kind of figure out where you're at. Yes, not everything's going to work out, but you have to learn how to healthy move around while dealing with other people
And I
outside of
agree
just
with you.
relationships. So you and I are saying the same thing. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
can we
that's all.
come at it
I
more from a balanced and
yeah,
healthy approach?
and I am trying to say it like because I agree with you on a lot of things that you are saying, but I'm sitting there saying that those things that you learn that you like and those things that you find out what you do, it does take sometimes falling. It's just like when you were learning how to walk. You have to learn how to walk in your relationship too. Sometimes you fall, sometimes you don't, but you learn from those things, and that what allows you to grow. And that's the experience of it all is that it's not going to. Yes, you do have to learn yourself for sure, but yourself does have downfalls. It does have some things that you have to learn and grow through. I don't want people to think that like, oh, all of a sudden I'm going to learn how to do these things, because if you never experienced it, then how do you know how to grow out of it? You can't sit there and say, oh, because I'm self-aligned, my chakras are aligned, and like all these things are doing it. Like when I get into a relationship, I'm going to be perfect. No, you're not. You're going to have to learn how to go through those relationships, and when you come through something, you can go through it a healthy way, for sure. Like not in a bad way, because things are going to always happen. That's the only thing that I was super saying. It's just that I thought you were trying to say that it needs to be perfect before you go, but like no, it's not going to
There's
be
no such
perfect.
thing as
You're
perfect
going
before.
exactly,
There's no such thing as
exactly.
perfect before you get into a relationship because, and that's the thing, right? There's no such thing as perfect. You're gonna grow. You're gonna grow. You're gonna change, right?
Hmm.
AJ at 20 is not the same as AJ at 30. AJ at 23 is not the same as AJ at 30. 33.
Absolutely, and
You know
that's
what I mean?
exactly what I was
And
just
and,
trying to
and
say.
that's yeah, right. And that's the important thing. Yes, you got to be able to grow with that person, but in order to get to that point, you also have to spend time by yourself in dealing with this thing called being by yourself, dealing with your loneliness, dealing with your humility, dealing with accountability, having self accountability, and the want to be there.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so
But if you
can I
don't
be
have that
can I be
drive,
rough
none of
between
that
y'all two?
matters.
Because I'm listening
Go
to
ahead.
what both of you were saying, right? And like I can understand both of y'all side points. You know what I'm saying? For lady example, right? I'm gonna start with you, right? When I got into a relationship, I didn't even know I could be loved to that capacity. You know what I'm saying? I always thought I had to readjust and adjust myself to present myself more masculine and more manly. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose my woman. And then when I try to do that with my woman now, she's showing me that there's women that will accept you just for how you are. You don't have to change it. You don't have to mold it. So I had to learn. I had to learn that within my relationship. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, I also see where AJ coming from, saying that what you don't want to do, right, is not address your traumas, not address your toxicity, and the issues that you have, right? And then you bring it upon to your partner, passing down trauma. You see what I'm saying? So, and in one sense, you both are screaming good, valid points. You're both actually saying really good things. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. At the end of the day, it's finding the balance between the two, is what my other point was.
And that's,
You gotta find the
yeah,
balance.
and that's what my point was too. It's
Yeah,
just that
you
it's
saying the
not gonna
same thing.
always be perfect because, like, first thing first is that when you go into relationships, you've already entered probably 12 years of your life, and you are 12, 11, something like that. You've already entered into a certain amount of your life, and we don't know what that looks like and how that person has interacted in their life or what they've been experienced to can absolutely affect your relationship. So I understand like wanting to be healthy in that situation, but if you hadn't been in a situation where you love, like he just said, Cypher just said, then you don't know what the difference is, right? So you don't know that you need to elevate yourself into another situation because you hadn't been in that situation before. All you've done is maybe experience trauma or maybe seem like you needed to fit yourself into a square plug in into a, like you're a circle or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But
Trying to fit in a
you don't
triangle.
know that until you're living life. And like, so I'm saying, like, life has to experience. You have to experience life and understand that life is going to experience
And I'm
you.
not
And
I'm
how
not
you
disagreeing with that.
grow and how you strengthen yourself is by learning from the things that you have experienced and gone through. And then you can adjust yourself towards that. Because if you always think that if you start off thinking that you're going to be perfect when life experiences things, then you're going to have a downfall.
But again, there's no
That's
such
all I'm
thing
trying to
as.
say.
But again, there's no such thing as perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. You can spend your whole life trying to be perfect. That ain't never gonna happen. Okay, life is gonna throw
Right.
stuff
And
at
that's
you.
what I
God
say.
is gonna throw stuff at you that's gonna put you and test you in ways. That's impossible. I'm not saying you need to go
Right.
and be
And that's a,
perfect. But hold on, I'm not saying you need to be perfect before you get into a relationship. I'm not saying don't ever get into a relationship unless you're healed. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is address your trauma. But again,
but
you doing this kind
right.
of work should not be contingent on just
Healed from
relationships.
what?
Hold on. Healing from your traumas, your past traumas, whether it be past relationship traumas, childhood traumas, whatever the hell, whatever you have that's going on that is affecting you, is the reason why you cannot either have a healthy relationship with people, you have trust issues, whatever your issues are, right? Again, my whole point of saying this is I'm not saying that you can't get into relationships, you're not going to fall, you're not going to make mistakes. Life is about making mistakes, it's about what you learn from them. You're not going to avoid mistakes. That's gonna happen. I'm never saying that.
Right.
What I'm saying
And
is
that's what I'm
come
saying.
at it from a healthier approach. So again, I'm not saying that all of this work just needs to be contingent on whether or not you're in a relationship. There should be stuff that you're working on lifelong. Don't be the aesthetic of self-help. That's unhealthy. If that's all you're doing, we know people have spent the last 4 or 5 years, and that's all they've been doing, reading self-help books, doing everything else. Oh my gosh, I'm always wrong. They're tearing themselves apart. They forget to live. You still got to live your life. Just know this is going to be lifelong because as you grow and you learn, you're going to experience new things. You're going to view new things. You're going to change. You're going to grow and everything else. But if you're already in the practice of working on yourself in those ways, it's going to be easier to find and figure out the red flags in other people because of those experiences, right? For example, a red flag for me, just for me, is somebody who cannot have a conversation without it being an argument or a confrontation. That is a red flag for me. I'm gonna leave.
I'm
Is it a debate, or is it a debate because it's a conflict of what you believe, or is it a conversation that you
No.
can have that's
No.
competitive? Is it a
No.
different
There's a
thing?
difference between a confrontation. If every single conversation is a debate, every conversation is a confrontation, you do not know how to communicate. Because we can have a difference in opinion and we can have, fine, whatever, we can have that conversation, right? Right now, we are having a conversation. This isn't a debate, this is a conversation, right? It's a conversation. Simple. If we can't
Well,
sit
I
down
would
and
say
have
it's
these
kind of like
types of
maybe a debate.
conversations, hold on. If we can't sit down and have a conversation, right? I consider this a conversation. I'm not considering this a debate. This is a conversation, right? Because if I'm talking about a debate, this is something that I have facts pulled up. We have stats. Well, you know what? According to this, I can cite things. That's a debate. If every single thing has to be a debate, everything has to be a fight, everything has to be a confrontation, you can't come to me and express something that you don't like without it being that way. That's a red flag for me. You don't know how to communicate. And in turn, you're not going to know how to listen. If all you can do is scream and yell, we ain't going to get nowhere.
A debate is not
That's
screaming
me.
and yelling. Do you think that a debate is screaming and yelling?
Did I say a debate is screaming and yelling, or are you just trying to find something to
Yeah.
argue with me with at this point?
No. No, no, I'm not trying to. I think we're trying to say like you did a juxtaposition from having a communication to a debate to screaming
What
and
is
yelling.
the
Like
definition
you
of a debate?
changed the diaspora of it. But you
No,
said
I
screaming and
said there
yelling,
is a
and you
difference between.
just said that debates come with. Just let me
Did
finish.
I say
You just
debates
said
come
that
with
debates
that?
come with facts and like wait. Yes, you just said it comes with facts and information and all these other type of things. That's what you just said. But like at the end of it, you said if I can't do it with screaming and yelling, then that's a red flag because that's a difference between having a debate and having a conversation and to screaming and yelling. That is a red flag. Screaming and yelling is two different things. All right, that's actually three different things that you just expressed in one conversation.
Actually,
Those are different
flag
because
on
you
the
can have a
field.
thank
conversation
you.
and to
Somebody.
Flag on the field. Pause. Because look, here's the thing
That
though,
is not
right?
what I said.
From what I'm hearing from AJ, right? I don't think that was her points. You know what I'm saying? I really think that when she brought up those points, right? She was bringing those points up to give you an example of what she feels is more debate like, not actually what she thinks a debate is in totality. See what I'm saying? So you can't run off an assumption that somebody believes this, right?
well,
When that
no, it's
wasn't
not an
really.
assumption. That's just what my definition was and what she just said,
Okay,
what she
let me
defined it
clarify.
was.
Let me
No, because
clarify.
I
So
understand
that
your
was just
point.
what the
If
definition that she said. So this is
I'm
no,
talking.
I
Okay, I
understand
didn't
I
say.
not
understand your
this
point,
is
Lady K,
not
to a point
just
where
1 second. She went from having a conversation to having a debate to anger and screaming. Those anger, if you can't have a conversation without anger and screaming, that is definitely a red flag. But I'm telling you that there is a difference between having a debate and a conversation. A conversation can be just as
I've
easy as
already
us
said
being
that
on a
though,
date and just saying like, "Hey, how you doing?"
bruh.
That's a
I
conversation.
literally just
Exactly.
said
But
that.
then you said what a debate. Just give me a second. Give me a second, Asia. Just give me a second, Asia.
Understand?
You went from us having a conversation to like us just getting to know each other. Hey, what's your name? What you do for a living? That's a conversation. A debate is that
All
we
right.
have two different standpoints, which where we're sitting here saying like maybe we have two different standpoints. Anger and
I think
screaming
you
is
want to have
another
two different
thing. There
standpoints because you keep saying the same thing. I am literally saying you just picking it apart and then rewording it for 20 minutes.
now I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all really have been saying like that.
Like
Like
I
y'all really
literally
like
say
two
something and then
different
you tell
sides.
me that I'm wrong
Y'all
and then
like
you
two
go back
different
on it.
sides of a coin, but y'all still add up to 25 cents. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's really I'm getting
Thank
out of this
you, bro.
conversation. It
I
still adds up
didn't.
to 25 cents. Different sides though, but
Like I literally just said that. I didn't say that every conversation has to be yelling and screaming. I said if it's yelling and screaming, that's a problem. If everything has to be a debate, there's a difference between a debate and a conversation. I've said all that.
but
So
like
why are we
I'm not
like
gonna let
why?
I'm not gonna let you
I didn't
get
say
hit
that
by
either.
all the tires because I will give you this grace, Lady K. If you heard that in linear, you know what I'm saying, you would understand. But if you didn't hear it, Lena. You thought that her statements was separated. I could see how it came off confusing. You know what I'm saying, and how the misunderstanding there. But I've been listening to both of you the whole time, and again, like I said, y'all are the same dollar bill. Y'all add up to $1. One is the back with the pyramid, and one's with the old dead president. And like, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to continue the conversation because I do feel like we're saying the same thing. We're just saying it in a different way. So I agree with you, Cypher. And I agree with Asia too. I just thought when she said like when you're angry, like I don't think a debate is anger and screaming. And when so that was the only thing that I was super trying to say that was different.
And that's why I threw
Debates
that.
don't mean
That's why I
anger
threw
and
You didn't say
screaming.
a debate was anger and
That's why.
screaming.
That's
You
why.
did not
That's
say
why I
that.
threw the flag on the play because you had that idea that that's what she was getting at. But I threw the flag on the play to tell you that that's not what I'm getting out of it. Like I don't know if I'm the only one that got it out of it, but from her words, clear directly, she was basically saying the same thing that you were saying.
Okay.
From my standpoint. Feel
So
me?
debate is not anger and screaming.
Yes.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
I think we all could agree on that. Like we all could agree that debating is not just ends at screaming and yelling at each other. I mean, it could escalate to that, but there's more fundamentals to debating and like.
All right, y'all.
You want to
That
finish
was
the
a
last
good
one?
debate.
Man.
I'm about to debate with the sleep.
How I look as
We
a
should end
brother.
this live.
I ain't no debate.
Me and
It's
my
a
honest.
I never said that those things end in yelling and screaming, but it is what it is. I'm gonna let you have it. Did you want to finish the last one, Kev, or do you want to y'all jumping
No,
on?
we probably do it another time. Maybe Sunday.
Over there?
So I spent back on y'all. I appreciate you having me up here, host, and your host wife.
Don't forget to follow.
Yeah, same. Thank y'all.
Yo, thank you, lady.
Appreciate
I
y'all.
understood everything you were saying, Miss Honey.
You same, Asia. Thank you, Cypher, and thanks, Left. Alarm Kev.
AJ was wrong all this time too.
This
So
whole
you
time,
was right.
AJ been wrong, lady.
Right. Y'all ain't gotta do me like that. Y'all ain't gotta do
Don't
me
let
like
her
that.
gaslight you.
Yeah, don't do more.
Says it all.
Listen, I'm open to communication. That's why like, these panels can be conversational or they can be debatable, but they're not screaming in anger.
That's what you've been saying, lady.
All the time. You trying to steal your word.
That's the part that I was just trying to say. But anyway,
y'all
have a good night.
Oh my God. Good night.
You got the
Good
dub for
weekend.
the night. You got the
Yo. This is hilarious. Woo. All
dub.
right.
Get to sleep
It's about
good
that
tonight.
time. Good night.
Good night, y'all.
That was funny though.